to be Shiite Muslims. A mountain of unanswered questions this morning in the case of 2 abducted teenagers found with the manager of a Missouri pizza restaurant. That man is charged with kidnapping a 13-year-old boy just last week, along with kidnapping and holding a 15-year-old boy for more than 4 years. Deadly ice storms in the Midwest snapped power lines, leaving almost 95,000 people without power over the weekend. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says that ice caused at least 300 crashes. And Portland's homeless are feeling the effects of the cold weather here. St. Francis Catholic Church normally serves dinner to the homeless, but this winter it's also providing a place to sleep. And several Multnomah County agencies are helping the church with staffing, cots, and blankets.
Fair and cold yet again this morning, folks. We're 24 degrees right now. Daytime high temperature not warming up all that much. It'll be 36. We should be 45 for daytime high. 7-day forecast. We'll see the 40s by the middle part of the week. However, between now and tomorrow, maybe looking at some freezing precipitation, freezing rain, or perhaps even some snow. We'll keep a very close eye on it. Russ and Brenda.
All right, Dave, thank you. Coming up in just a few seconds on the Today Show, John Walsh of America's Most Wanted, along with a former FBI profiler, have some important information to help parents keep their children safe from abduction.
And we will keep you posted on that big accident down on Highway 213 this morning. It's closed the highway, so keep it right here on News Channel 8. We're back in 25 minutes. The Today Show starts right now. Have a good morning.
Good morning, no mercy. A series of ice and snowstorms in the nation's midsection kill at least 21 people, leave hundreds of thousands in the dark, and cancel hundreds of flights. And now the misery is headed east. Miracle in Missouri, those 2 kidnapped boys back with their families this morning. How did authorities break the case, and why didn't the boys run when they were left on their own? And fact or fiction, excerpts from that canceled O.J. Simpson book leak out, the detailed and shocking account of the night of the murders in Simpson's own words today, Monday, January 15, 2007.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And welcome to Today on this Monday morning. I'm Meredith Vieira.
And I'm Lester Holt. Matt will be reporting on the Golden Globes in Los Angeles tomorrow. Let's hope he's not changing planes, though, in the middle of the country. They're getting hammered by ice.
Absolutely. Arctic air from the north hitting warmer air to the south has left much of the region frozen with ice and snow stretching all across the middle of the country. It's been especially deadly on the nation's highways, and it could be very icy again today. We're going to have much more on that in just a moment.
And then breaking news out of Iraq, Saddam's half-brother and another man hanged. Officials say they were not mistreated. There were no taunts before the execution. We'll get a live report from Baghdad coming up.
And we're going to have much more on those kidnapped boys in Missouri who were found alive and well on Friday. One of them had been missing for 4 days, the other for 4+ years. People are asking, why didn't they try to escape? Well, today we're going to talk to a former FBI profiler about the psychological hold that abductors have on children and how you can protect your own kids.
And then the Golden Globes, the big preview for tonight's big show, early out in Los Angeles, but yet there is excitement building, and our own Al Roker is on the scene. We'll be previewing the show throughout our show today.
And you look good out there, Al.
Well, thanks a lot, Meredith. It's a little chilly, but of course nothing compared to what they've got out there in the Midwest.
You are absolutely right. In the Midwest, there is a deadly winter blast that is gripping much of the country this morning. The ice storm warnings are in effect from Missouri to Texas. And NBC's Don Teague is in Oklahoma City, which has gotten hit hard. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Meredith. As you mentioned earlier, this storm is blamed for at least 21 deaths so far, most on ice-covered roadways like the one you see behind me. And this morning, at least 500,000 people throughout the region are still without power. 3 days of ice from Texas across the Midwest to Wisconsin and Illinois. A brutal winter storm that's prompted governors to declare states of emergency across the region. In Missouri, National Guardsmen are on standby as tens of thousands there are without power, and utility crews work round the clock.
We've been in and out of electricity for about 2 days now, and we're waiting to get electricity back.
In Oklahoma City, tons of ice caused the roof of this school gym to collapse.
Oklahoma doesn't get this very often, but when we do, we get it bad.
On roads across the Midwest, travel is treacherous. Some highways turned to sheets of ice.
It's just plain dangerous out there on that ice, and then you got these people in cars flying around you.
7 people were killed when their van skidded off an ice-covered highway in western Oklahoma and hit an oncoming truck. And it's no better by air. Thousands of flights have been canceled or delayed since freezing rain began falling Friday, leaving passengers stranded from Kansas City to Dallas. And all that ice is weighing down trees, causing limbs to snap and bringing down power lines. Hundreds of thousands are without power across the region. In hard-hit Chakotah, Oklahoma, the only gas station with power has residents lining up to buy fuel for generators.
Electricity would be nice, but as long as we still got water and a little bit of heat, we'll make it.
Freezing rain, sleet, and snow. A winter blast that has the Midwest hoping for a thaw.
Well, after 3 days of pummeling the Midwest, that storm is finally moving out of the region, but it's leaving behind a bitter cold mess. Meredith?
Don Teague in Oklahoma City, thank you very much. It is 7:04, and now here is Lester.
All right, Meredith, thanks. Now to that happy ending in Missouri this weekend. 2 teenagers are back home with their families today, including one who was missing for more than 4 years. NBC's Kevin Tibbles is in Union, Missouri with the details. Kevin, good morning.
Lester, as Missouri continues to celebrate the safe return of the 2 boys, many here are now beginning to ask themselves, how could they not have noticed what was going on inside that suburban St. Louis apartment? In Missouri, relief and jubilation.
Miracles do happen. Good things can happen. They don't always end bad.
2 boys, 13-year-old Ben Ownby, who disappeared a week ago today, and Sean Hornbeck, now 15, who vanished in 2002. Both found alive in this suburban St. Louis apartment.
We're just ecstatic. Don't want to let him go or out of our sight.
The big break came when 2 police officers spotted a white pickup truck matching one seen at the time of Ownby's abduction. Authorities questioned its owner, 41-year-old Michael Devlin.
And as the conversation intensified, the questions got more specific, you could tell that his whole demeanor had changed to where he was no longer happy-go-lucky. Hi, how you doing? I'm happy to be here talking to you. That it was a 180 degrees, and you know, without being too specific, that's basically what threw up red flags for both of us.
When they returned with a search warrant, they found the 2 boys. It was like winning the lottery twice. Devlin's neighbors didn't like him.
Mr. Devlin told me not to let my kids play around his apartment, and he didn't like kids, so we kind of warned our kids not to go around that guy.
They say he passed off Sean Hornbeck as his son, and that violent noises could often be heard from inside the apartment.
All hours of the night, banging, yelling, vulgarity.
Sean Hornbeck did not go to school. Neighbors say he played video games and did have some friends, and sometimes even drove the white pickup that led authorities to him. So why didn't he escape?
He either felt he had to go along with what his captor told him, or he would die, and perhaps his parents would die also.
Michael Devlin is in jail on $1 million bond facing kidnapping charges. Both Ben Ownby and Sean Hornbeck have not spoken publicly about their ordeal and spent the weekend in their own homes with their families.
I'm just really glad to have them back.
As incredible as it may sound, some people who knew Devlin, like the pizzeria owner where he worked, who knew him for 20 years, say they had no idea he had a boy in that apartment with him.
Kevin Tibbles in Missouri for us this morning. Kevin, thanks very much. And Meredith, since this story broke over the weekend, we've heard it time and time again. Well, if I were them, I would have left the first chance. It's not that simple.
Exactly.
And we're going to get into that question of the psychological hold that kidnappers can have on their captives coming up in our next half hour.
And I was watching the news conferences this weekend, and both parents, both boys, it's just so, I'm so relieved for them as a parent myself, what they've gone through.
Yeah, one of them was talking about they were driving, they got the call from the prosecutor's office.
Told to pull over, yes.
Because you're not going to be able to deal with this very easily.
Absolutely.
Amazing story.
A lot of happy people in Missouri today. Ann is off today, so Natalie Morales is filling in. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning, Meredith and Lester, and good morning, everyone. And we begin with that breaking news out of Iraq, where 2 of Saddam's co-defendants were executed in Baghdad. NBC's Ned Colt is there. Ned, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. After the widespread condemnation that followed Saddam Hussein's hanging, today's executions were seen as a test
for the Iraqi government. Today, it was Saddam's half-brother, his feared former intelligence chief Barzan Ibrahim, and co-defendant Awad al-Bandar, a former chief judge under Saddam, who were led to the gallows. The government pledged these hangings were carried out under the strictest security, with every witness forced to sign an agreement to maintain decorum.
The execution this time around took in very high manners. There was no violation has been recorded whatsoever.
And initial signs are this was profoundly different from Saddam's hanging. He was taunted on the gallows, and witnesses surreptitiously taped the execution on mobile phones, creating a scene of vengeance rather than justice. Now, those scenes brought reproach from around the world and further undermined Iraq's struggling government. Officials here hope they avoided that today, Natalie.
Ned Colt in Baghdad. Thank you, Ned. Defense Secretary Robert Gates is overseas talking about Iraq. Today he met with NATO Secretary General in Brussels after earlier stopping in London. Gates goes to Afghanistan later in the week. Also overseas, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, who is hoping to move the Middle East peace process forward. NBC's Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell is in Luxor, Egypt. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. Well, today, U.S. officials have announced that Secretary of State Rice has just gotten Israel's Prime Minister and Palestinian President Abbas to agree to a three-way summit with her in the next couple of weeks to discuss establishing a Palestinian state. This possible breakthrough came after a weekend of intense shuttle diplomacy. Last night, from a landing pad on the grounds of Israel's parliament, the secretary boarded a helicopter sent by Jordan's King Abdullah to bring her to Amman for talks. The king has long argued that the U.S. is not working hard enough to resolve the conflicts between Israel and the Palestinians. Arab leaders warn that now it is even more urgent. Recent shootouts among rival Palestinian factions threaten to explode into all-out civil war. In response, she went to Ramallah yesterday in the West Bank, where she tried to bolster Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas.
Our desire is for the Palestinian people to be able to live in unity and in democracy and in peace.
Abbas told her it is time for American action, not just promises. She has pledged $86 million to train his Palestinian security forces. But to quiet congressional critics, the U.S. will not provide money for guns or ammunition. Arab allies will take care of that. Here in Egypt, she is meeting with Egypt's President Mubarak, then on to Saudi Arabia for meetings with the king. The hope, say U.S. officials, is that Arab leaders will now see this accelerated Palestinian state process and in return help the United States with Iraq. Natalie?
Andrea Mitchell in Luxor, Egypt. Thank you, Andrea. Special observances are planned today in many cities on the holiday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who would have been 78 today. And starting today, a collection of his personal papers will go on display at the Atlanta History Center, including the only known draft of his I Have a Dream speech. In the NFL playoffs, the New England Patriots came from behind Sunday to beat San Diego 24-21 with a 31-yard field goal late in the game. The Patriots will play the Colts for the AFC Championship. And Chicago beat Seattle 27-24 with a 49-yard field goal in overtime. The Bears move on to the NFC Championship game against the Saints. It is now 7:12. Back over to Meredith and Lester.
Natalie, thanks. Al is out in Beverly Hills for the Golden Globes tonight. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Meredith and Lester. It is a little brisk this morning, 39 degrees here in Los Angeles. However, our friends, as you've heard, in the Midwest, really under the gun. The good news is the storm is moving east. The bad news is it's bringing all that weather with it. Take a look, show you what's going on. We've got a line of weather stretching all the way from Texas up into New England. Freezing rain from central Texas all the way into New England. Flood watches and warnings, East Texas to Pennsylvania. Snowfall amounts, some areas in upstate New York picking up 8 inches of snow. Ice accumulations of 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Rainfall amounts ahead of this system are going to be on the heavy side as well. Some areas picking up 1 to 2 inches of rain from Shreveport all the way up into Pittsburgh. And then once this system moves through, bitterly cold air moves into the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic states, and the Great Lakes. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what happens in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, Monday morning. Great shot this morning from Sky 8, from Darren Larson, now piloting Sky 8, and Jim Culp giving us this great picture. We do have fair skies in place across the entire region, folks. Take a look at live First Alert Doppler 8000. Not just fair up in the Cascades, but also the Willamette Valley and along the Oregon coast. But again, another very cool morning out there. Temperatures this morning are in the 20s. Our daytime highs today only going to be making it up into the mid-30s, 36 today here in Portland.
We'll have more on the Golden Globes in just a little bit. Meredith?
Al, thanks. Now to Washington, where President Bush is preparing to do battle with Congress over his plan to send more troops to Iraq. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell is at the White House with more. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Meredith. A Pennsylvania Avenue showdown may be on the way. The White House says the additional 21,500 troops must and will go into Iraq, while just down the street, Congress says, hold on. Many want to hold off funding for the war and participate in a new debate about the Iraq policy. The White House won't budge. Both President Bush and Vice President Cheney reached into American living rooms this weekend, appearing in TV interviews. On CBS News' 60 Minutes, the president said he will resist attempts from Capitol Hill to block his plan to send thousands more Americans into Baghdad.
I fully understand they could try to stop me from doing it, but I've made my decision, and we're going forward.
Not quite as inclusive as the president sounded during his primetime address last week.
If members have improvements that can be made, we will make them.
The administration says it will continue to consult Congress, but advisors say enough money has already been approved to cover the costs of adding 21,000 troops for months. And so Vice President Cheney says Congress could not block the president.
They've got a role to play, and we certainly recognize that. But you cannot run a war by committee.
Lawmakers don't see it that way. Republican Senator Chuck Hagel.
We need to have hearings. We need debate on the floor of the Senate. And this is at a time when the public of this country does not support more escalation.
And Democrat Senator Chris Dobb.
The idea that we're going to sort of be a referee in the middle of a civil war that's a Rubik Cube in this country is asking too much, and we can't do it.
When asked about mistakes, the president reflected on how past decisions caused more chaos in Iraq.
It was a mistake. I think history is going to look back and see a lot of ways we could have done things better. No question about it.
And the president conceded some of his decisions have added to the instability we now see in Iraq. Lester?
Kelly O'Donnell this morning, thank you very much. Chris Matthews is host of MSNBC's Hardball, as well as the Chris Matthews Show. Chris, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Lester.
The president in his radio address this weekend challenged members of Congress who, he says, oppose everything while proposing nothing. He says that's irresponsible. Clearly, there have been other proposals, but it sounds like for the president, it's all about a military victory, and only plans that make a military victory are worth listening to.
Well, yes, and I think that the order of battle has changed in the sense that the public opinion polls now say, ironically, that the public wants Congress to take the lead in setting policy in Iraq. I mean, historically, the commander-in-chief has had that prestige. Now Congress has it, so I think Congress is going to move next week with a non-binding resolution in the Senate with a majority of members supporting it to isolate the president still further. And what Congress can do, they can't cut off the money in the short term. They can make this Bush's war and not the country's. And I think that could be a profound psychological effect internationally.
The president, of course, has stepped up language against Iran for its interference within Iraq. He sent a naval battle aircraft carrier group to the Persian Gulf. If he makes this now about Ahmadinejad, if Ahmadinejad becomes the poster thug in this case, does that increase support for the war?
Well, the president may well choose to widen the war for political reasons. He may do it for military reasons. We do have our troops under assault in Iraq, and he has to protect the troops. And if there is Iraqi involvement in the other side, he has to take steps. The danger is we might cross the border into Iraq, therefore triggering a reaction from Iran, and then we go to war with Iran. And I think the president may well want to do that. Who knows what evil lurks, but the fact of the matter is that the American public may never get a say in this. The Congress may never get a say in it. It's not just the Congress may be cut out of the decision over the troop surge in Iraq. It may well be we creep into a war with Iran with no declaration of war and the American public having no say in it.
This also, of course, touches the 2008 presidential race. Senator John McCain, a big supporter of the president, he says even more troops would be a good idea. How problematic is this for him right now? His candidacy, does it ride on this decision?
Look, I thought a lot of people, I think, left and right and center would say that John McCain, because of his service to the country in Vietnam and his long service as a national leader and involvement in all these debates, probably, if anybody does, deserves to be considered for president. I don't think this is a disqualifier for him. I think he is obviously on the wrong side politically in terms of the mood of the country right now. But within the Republican Party, I think being a hawk is still a pretty solid position for him.
And what about the Democratic side? Senator Hillary Clinton, of course, was in Iraq, met with Maliki over the weekend. She was a supporter of the war, not necessarily in favor of adding more troops, but she has a tough position here, doesn't she?
Yes, because even though she's been hawkish and almost in bed next door on the, say, the left side of Joe Lieberman on this, she looks like a liberal. People think she's a liberal. And even though she's hawkish, for some reason, there's something about it that strikes people as putting her on the left politically, and I think that's going to end up helping her. Ironically, despite the position she takes from now till next January in the Iowa caucuses, she seems like a liberal to everybody, and even though she's taken a hawkish position, she may well benefit from that. And this is another one of these ironies, I think.
All right, we're going to end there. Chris Matthews, good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Now, 7:19, once again, here's Meredith.
Lester, thanks. As we told you earlier, there are some big doings in Beverly Hills tonight. The 64th Annual Golden Globe Awards will be handed out, and Al is at the Beverly Hilton with a preview of this year's contenders. Al, good morning to you again.
Good morning, Meredith. Well, in the next 24, some heroes may emerge. A king and queen may be crowned, and for some girls, a dream comes true. Yes, that's right. There's a little something for everybody in this 64th Annual Golden Globes. For Hollywood stars, it's a dream just to be nominated. And the one-night actors seem to forget they're at an award show.
They're loose, they're free, they're having a great time.
The big award of the night, Best Motion Picture Drama. Whoever wins here has an instant edge at the Oscars.
If you leave, I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
This year, the battle is between Babel, a gritty Brad Pitt movie, and the critics' favorite, The Queen.
No member of the royal family will speak publicly about this.
The Queen's Helen Mirren could be crowned Best Dramatic Actress, along with another royal frontrunner, Forrest Whitaker. Could be named Best Dramatic Actor for The Last King of Scotland.
A win for either one of those could enormously broaden their exposure.
On the TV side, 24 is the talk of the town for Best Dramatic Television Series, a category it won back in 2004.
I need you to get in the car and start...
Actor Kiefer Sutherland is also nominated, but this year, his veteran show has competition from a freshman group of critically acclaimed heroes.
Heroes is definitely the underdog. It's up against Lost. It's up against Grey's Anatomy. But most importantly, it's up against 24. So I think 24 is the show to beat.
Oh, no. I work here.
Ugly Betty may soon be feeling pretty. That's because the show's nominated for Best Television Comedy, giving actress America Ferrera more reason to smile.
The only competition I see for Ugly Betty is another foreign import, and that's The Office.
No problem.
Back on the big screen, Dreamgirls is in the running for Best Picture, Comedy or Musical. Whether or not the film wins, one supporting actress is a step closer to realizing another of her dreams.
People are talking about Jennifer Hudson. This is her first film ever. Before this, she was the girl who got voted off American Idol. And now she's the girl who's blowing everybody away in Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls is up against The Devil Wears Prada, and another movie which just might be a sleeper.
That's an incredibly polarizing movie. Some people love it, and some people really, really hate it.
While the journalist from Kazakhstan can dream always the big American dream. And tonight, the Golden Globes start off 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central, right here on NBC. Meredith and Lester?
Al, thanks very much. We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
All new. My favorite fitness coach, Bob Green, is back with big news. This is the best thing you can ever do if you're going to lose weight. It's his brand new Best Life Diet. Does it really work? Come on out. Next over.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8.
Your home, car, money, identity, health, family. Our Sunrise Consumer Alert helps you keep them safe. Every morning at 5:45 on News Channel 8 at Sunrise, where the news comes first.
Mazda 3 and Mazda 6.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. They both offer loads of features. Some of them are even complimentary. And while the critics rave, you save. Right now, you can get newly announced low 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on a 2007 Mazda 3 or Mazda 6. Take a test drive at your Mazda dealer, where it all comes back to.
Mattress World's having a huge specialty bedding sale.
Right now, you can save 30% on air beds, latex mattresses, and NASA-designed memory foam.
That's right. Adjust your own firmness or experience total pressure relief at huge discounts.
And why pay now when you can get no interest and no payments for 1 full year?
Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
The New York Times calls David Copperfield our era's giant of magic. USA Today calls him astonishing Copperfield.
Two shows, 5:30 and 8:30, January 23rd, Theater of the Clown. Reserve seat tickets are on sale now.
Don't miss the most celebrated performance of the year. Golden Globe nominee Forrest Whitaker is sensational, charismatic, majestic, absolutely spellbinding in one of the great performances of modern movie history. The Last King of Scotland. Rated R. Everywhere Friday, January 19th.
Still ahead, the case of those kidnapped boys in Missouri. Why didn't they just run for help when they had the chance? We'll ask the experts.
Plus, what O.J. Simpson wrote about the night of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman in that controversial book. We'll have more on that right after your local news.
I'm Stanley Johnson. I've got a great family. I've got a 4-bedroom house and a great community. Like my car? It's new. I even belong to the local golf club. And how do I do it? I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I can barely pay my finance charges. Somebody help me.
Need to consolidate your debt? Refinance your first mortgage today at LendingTree, and we'll guarantee you the lowest price or pay you $500 cash. Call or visit LendingTree.
Love your look? Or change your look with LensCrafters' 30-day unconditional guarantee and 2,000 styles to choose from. You can wear them or change them till you love them. Guaranteed. LensCrafters.
Whoa! You know, when you cough, you're not the only one who suffers. Delsum is the only liquid that controls the urge to cough for 12 hours, all day or all night. Turn off the cough with Delsum.
Take some simple steps to prevent a tragedy in your home. Portland Fire and Rescue has prevention tips to keep you safe and sound.
Baseboard heaters don't always glow red when they're on, so keep everything 3 feet away.
Not all thermostats are on-off switches. If your room is cold enough, they can turn on.
Have your fireplace cleaned and inspected annually to make sure it's in good working order.
It's not about saving lives. It's about saving your life.
Sponsored by Portland Fire and Rescue and News Channel 8.
The original Mid-Valley Home Show is back for its 30th year. If it's for your home, you'll find it at the Home Show this weekend. Come with your questions, bring your plans. There will be aisle after aisle packed full of exciting new products and services for your home. See the huge backyard living display from Sensation Spas and tour the incredible $800,000 Monaco motorhome from Guarantee Luxury RV. If it's for your home, you'll find it this weekend at the State Fairgrounds in Salem. Bring your honey-do list and we'll see you this weekend in Salem.
Spying on your kids and a Grey's Anatomy star next Rachel Ray.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. TriMet buses are making fewer stops here in downtown Portland. Yesterday, TriMet made its big move, relocating the 29 buses that cruise up and down the mall to 3rd and 4th Avenues. It's part of a 2-year plan to make way for a new transit mall. Most bus schedules have changed, so be sure to check ahead of time if you commute on TriMet. And for more information about the bus mall changes, go to kgw.com and click on News Links. Now with the rest of the Monday commute, here's Michael Convery.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Still the same situation down in Clackamas County with Highway 213 closed this morning due to 2 separate accidents, one at Mueller Road and then one at Karras Road. So if you're down in Clackamas County and normally use 213 in between Molalla and Oregon City, use Beaver Creek Road as the alternate. Out to the freeways, inbound Sunset Highway, even though it's a holiday, pretty crowded from Sylvan down towards the Vista Ridge Tunnel. I-84 is just a little crowded off and on 33rd down to I-5. Dave Selesky's got your forecast.
And we have a fair and dry day again, Michael, but notice this, the temperature, 25 degrees out there right now. It is chilly. Plenty of sunshine in the forecast today, but not all that much warmth from the sun. 36, our daytime high, 7-day forecast. Looking at the possibilities of some showers for tomorrow on Tuesday. You're watching Northwest News Channel 8.
Keeping growing kids in shoes is never easy. And for 5,000 foster kids in Oregon, it's an even bigger problem. To help, Sleep Country USA is collecting new shoes for foster kids of all sizes, but they can't do it without you. Bring your gift of new shoes for boys and girls to any Sleep Country. Call 1-888-88-SLEEP for the store nearest you. Sleep Country knows not everyone can be a foster parent, but anyone can help a foster child.
No. No.
You already know Chinook Winds Casino Resort is a great place to play, but here's how we make it even better. Join our Players Club Winner's Circle. It's free and easy to join. Then gather points when you play your favorite casino games with your Winner's Circle card. You can redeem your points for some great casino perks. All Winner's Circle members can redeem 1,500 player points for a $20 gasoline card on Wednesdays in January. It's just another reason why so many Chinook Winds players agree it's better at the beach.
I like it, I like it, I like it on that.
Santa Fe Packing Company's salsa and corn queso. All natural, delicious on everything.
I like it on that.
Yeah, I like it on that.
7:30 now on this Monday morning, the 15th of January, Martin Luther King Day, 2007. And we have drawn quite a crowd despite the wet weather here in the Northeast. Going to go out to say hello to these folks who've gotten up early this morning in just a little while. Meanwhile, inside Studio 1A, I'm Meredith Vieira alongside Weekend Today's Lester Holt. Nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
Matt will be coming to us live from Los Angeles tomorrow. And he and Al will have a complete wrap-up of the Golden Globes, the big winners, the parties, and, of course, the fashions. And on Wednesday, Ann and I will join them out there.
And I'll be here to turn off the lights, by the way. Meanwhile, coming up in a moment, O.J. Simpson, his controversial book project and TV special, as you know, was canceled after a public outcry. But now, the chapter detailing Simpson's supposedly hypothetical account of what happened the night Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman were murdered has been made public. Some of it is pretty shocking and detailed. We'll have more in just a moment.
And also ahead on a lighter note, are you packing a tent when you fly because you're worried about getting stuck in the airport forever with those flight cancellations and the long security lines? We're going to find out what air travel is going to look like in 2007.
But let's begin with a happy story in Missouri. 2 kidnapped boys back with their families today, including one who is missing for more than 4 years. And still, there's a big question. Why didn't they escape when they had the chance? NBC's Kevin Tibbles has the latest for us. Kevin, good morning again.
Good morning, Lester. Well, the timeline on this story is quite incredible. 1 week ago today, after school, 13-year-old Ben Omby was on his way home. He got off the school bus, and then he disappeared. If it wasn't for one of his schoolmates on that bus who said he saw a white pickup truck of some sort on the road at that time, we don't know if anyone would have been found by this point in time. The police have put out a search warrants for this white pickup, and 2 officers in a suburban St. Louis neighborhood who were on a different call spotted a pickup truck, went up and started to talk to the man who owned it. He became very evasive, they said. They say that he essentially had a 180-degree turn in his emotions, and they went away and got a search warrant and then came back, and there inside were the 2 boys, not only Ben Omby, who I just mentioned, but also Sean Hornbeck, who disappeared more than 4 years ago. And he had essentially been living in that house and being passed off as this man's son for all of that time. The neighbors didn't suspect anything. They say they didn't like Mr. Devlin, who's now been arrested, because he was quite nasty and quite violent with them. And some neighbors actually said they heard violent noises coming from the inside. So now the question really remains, Lester, is how did it happen, and how couldn't those boys get away from Mr. Devlin for all that time? Lester?
Kevin Tibbles. Kevin, thanks. It's now 7:33. Let's get more from Meredith.
Lester, thanks. Clint Van Zandt is an NBC News analyst and former FBI profiler. John Walsh's son, Adam, was kidnapped and murdered 25 years ago. He's now the host of America's Most Wanted. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Hi, Meredith.
Glenn, I want to start with you. When I was
Sure.
watching the news conferences over the weekend, two things struck me. First, I was elated as a parent that these boys were safe. But I was so scared by this thought that the man, the abductor, could have held them, kept them in plain sight. In Sean's case, for 4+ years, hidden them in plain sight. How does that happen?
Well, you know, there are two different things. In law enforcement, you have handcuffs. These are made out of steel. They hold your hands together. There are also emotional handcuffs, bonds, shackles that can be placed around a kidnapped victim, whether you're 11 or 50 years old. This is when they kidnap you initially, then they say, if you try to get away, I'll kill you, I'll kill your family, maybe I'll kill your dog. You know, when that's told over and over, and remember, the suspect in this case is 6'4", 300 pounds, dealing with 11-year-old boys when they were kidnapped. So, you know, you've got a big difference. It's almost like in a school system where a teacher has that power over a student. You take that power and combine that with a kidnapping and a threat to life. That's what these young boys are up against.
And that's why, although neighbors say they saw Sean riding his bike occasionally in the parking lot or actually driving the vehicle, that's why he probably didn't run, because he was so abused psychologically?
Well, the abuse is still to come out. I think we're going to find that. I think he was so controlled psychologically. You know, after a while, you give up control. It's hard to take it back again. And there are people that are going to say, gee, I would have done, or my children would have done something different. Don't put yourself in this young man's position. You weren't there.
John, is there any way that a child could protect themselves from that kind of psychological control? Anything that they could do?
Well, I think Cliff is right. You know, there's a lot of great tips that if you see somebody come up in a vehicle, that children shouldn't give adults information, that adults should get their information, their directions from other adults, that children should know this. But Cliff makes a good point. This guy is 300 pounds, and Sean Hornbeck was 4'7". I was looking at his missing child poster last night. He was 90 pounds, and I think all the media speculation about why he didn't run is really counterproductive. I think it's not going to help with the healing of these boys when people keep asking, why couldn't they run? Yeah, maybe they didn't have a chance to get away. Maybe this guy grabbed them, overpowered them. And certainly he psychologically abused them, and he didn't take them for a platonic relationship. Let's get by this. He took them for a toy, and he probably got sick of Sean Hornbeck because he got older and looked for a younger boy. So all this media speculation doesn't help. Ed Smart and his family did a great job with Elizabeth Smart in her recovery. They never asked her what happened. They kept her out of the media, and they helped her be the wonderful young lady she is today.
So what should we be focusing on today then, John? What questions should we be asking?
Well, I think we should be asking, you know, what can we do? Why shouldn't we be more observant? We should be aware that these guys are known as bus surfers. They follow school buses. They go to rural areas where people aren't so sophisticated. There aren't a lot of law enforcement. They look for a kid that maybe has a long walk home, and that's when they make their move. And I think everybody should be more vigilant. And I also think, even though this guy may not have a record, that we have to unify the sex offender registry once and for all, let people know who's in their neighborhood, and be much more vigilant.
Then very quickly, Michael Devlin, what we know about him, manages a pizzeria, works part-time at a funeral home. As John said, no criminal record. Neighbors say he kept to himself, somewhat combative, but not someone that you would automatically jump to the conclusion is a child abductor. Does he fit any profile?
No, I don't know necessarily, other than hiding in plain view. And, you know, when you hear these anger outbursts that he had with neighbors, you can imagine that same type of anger outburst that he would have had with this young man. You know, if you haven't walked a mile in these kids' shoes, you really don't know. And one thing we don't need to be asking is, what were the intimate details? We didn't need to know that in Elizabeth Smart. We don't need to know that here. Law enforcement, prosecutors, not us.
Okay, Cliff Van Zandt, thank you so very much. And John Walsh, thank you as well. Now let's head out to Los Angeles for a check of the weather from Al.
Meredith, thank you so much. Let's take a look. It's a tale of two countries as far as temperatures are concerned. Here in the west, we've got some brutally cold temperatures. In fact, as you can take a look, freeze warnings from the valleys of California into southern Arizona. Temperatures anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below normal. Then you move to the east ahead of this system, and you've got temperatures that are much warmer. We're talking 25 degrees above normal
record highs stretching from Buffalo all the way down to Atlanta. Rest of the country today, we are looking for those record highs in the east. Icy conditions continue from Texas all the way on up into New England. Clouds in the Pacific Northwest. Windy conditions, almost Santa Ana winds in Southern California later today. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everybody. On this Monday morning, our Rose City Skycam now sitting up on top of the Olympic Mills Business Center in downtown Portland. Looking at downtown, you can see fair skies across the area. Temperatures this morning, teens and 20s. 19 this hour for Hillsborough, 25 in Vancouver, 24 at PDX, and 21 down in Aurora. Our forecast today calls for plenty of sunshine, few isolated fog patches in the wind-sheltered areas. Our high today, 36 degrees.
Lester?
Al, thanks very much. It was the book that set off a firestorm of controversy last year, O.J. Simpson's supposedly fictional confession. Fox pulled the book and the TV special, but now Simpson's account of the night of the murders has been leaked to the press. Here's NBC's Peter Alexander.
The crucial chapter in O.J. Simpson's book, If I Did It, was titled The Night in Question, and it was obtained by Newsweek magazine. Newsweek describes Simpson's account as a seeming confession, crude and expletive-laced, with Simpson suggesting his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson all but drove him to kill her. He even describes her as the enemy. According to Newsweek, on the night of the murders, Simpson writes that he was angry with Nicole and went to her condominium with a knife, intending to scare her. When he ran into her friend Ron Goldman, Simpson accused him of planning a sexual encounter with Nicole, screaming, "You've been here before." Simpson writes that Nicole rushed at him and fell, hitting her head on the ground. In Newsweek's account, Simpson then dared Goldman to fight before pulling back. Then, something went horribly wrong, he writes, and I know what happened, but I can't tell you exactly how. Simpson's account offers no description of the actual killings, but says he was drenched in blood and holding a bloody knife when he regained control of himself. The highly controversial book was marketed as Simpson's hypothetical version of the murders. In fact, according to Newsweek, his story is virtually identical to the prosecution's account of the crime. The only major difference, in Simpson's version, he refers to an unwilling accomplice, a man he calls Charlie, who Simpson says repeatedly urged him to stop what he was doing. Simpson says the book was created from a ghostwriter's research and isn't a confession, telling the Associated Press, "I'm saying it's a fictional creation. It has so many factual holes in it that anybody who knew anything about it would know that I didn't write it." Fred Goldman, Ron's father, tells NBC News nobody knows better than Simpson how Nicole and his son were killed.
The bottom line is he's guilty, was guilty, still is guilty, and will always be guilty of murder.
More than 12 years after the brutal murders, this latest chapter is unlikely to change many minds.
Thank you.
For today, Peter Alexander, NBC News, Los Angeles.
And still to come on Today, baby makes two. More and more single women going it alone when it comes to having a child. We're going to check that trend out. But up next, on a wing and a prayer, what to expect if you're planning to fly in 2007. Right after this.
It's really not so surprising that people can't always eat right. They just have too much on their plate to think about what they should put on their plate. That's why there's delicious Ensure, a source of complete balanced nutrition with protein, 24 vitamins and minerals. Have a great tasting shake at breakfast or lunch, or as a pick-me-up anytime. So when you can't eat right, eat smart. Drink Ensure, nutrition for a healthier you.
The critics are saying The Painted Veil has the power and intimacy of a timeless love story. Let it sweep you away. Naomi Watts, Edward Norton, The Painted Veil. Rated PG-13, now playing.
Haircut, vintage t-shirt, and designer jeans. $238. Looking like you just rolled out of bed? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For street cred, there's MasterCard.
Slow-grilled wild salmon with crisp garden greens, simmered in a fragrant reduction. Inspiration for fancy feast, elegant medleys. The restaurant-inspired food for cats. Delight her with wild salmon Florentine in a delicate sauce with garden greens. One of many artfully prepared dishes.
Fancy Feast Elegant Medleys. Is it love or is it Fancy Feast? Vaseline knows healthy skin can repair itself, but very dry skin struggles to do so. New Vaseline Intensive Rescue Body Lotion instantly triples your skin's moisture and locks it in all day to help the driest skin do something amazing. Heal itself. New Vaseline Intensive Rescue Body Lotion, designed for the driest skin.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Mercury Mariner has been winning over lots and lots of Honda and Toyota owners. They're moving to Mariner for styling and sophistication the other guys can't touch. Now we're making it easier for you to make the switch with a no-charge moonroof and no-charge 6-disc CD changer. It's your turn to discover why. You've got to put Mercury on your list. Now get Mariner with 0% financing for 60 months, plus a no-charge moonroof and 6-disc CD changer.
Get a room. Get a room.
Get a room.
Hey, get a room.
Now everyone can get a room that's just right for them, thanks to the experts at Hotels.com. With tools like virtual tours and our interactive mapping technology, finding the perfect room at the perfect price is now easier than ever. So log on or call now. Hotels.com. We know hotels inside and out.
We're back at 7:44 this morning on today's travel up, and away in 2007. Despite flight delays, lost baggage, long security lines, and crowded flights, air travel is still the choice of hundreds of millions who want to get to their destinations quickly. Our travel editor, Peter Greenberg, has a look ahead to what we can expect this year. And Peter, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Lester. You know, when it comes to air travel in 2007, there's some good news, and yes, there's some bad news. First, the good news. The airline industry overall is doing better.
Airlines didn't overexpand. Fares did not go up as much as they could have, and airlines started to make money.
Now, for the bad news.
I'm not sure I'll ever travel at Christmas again.
Holiday travelers won't quickly forget the Denver snowstorms of 2006. Canceled flights left thousands of passengers stranded in Denver and across the country.
If you have a weather delay of any kind, say thunderstorms at Chicago, or a snowstorm in Denver, it shuts down a lot of flying.
In the year ahead, weather delays will continue to send ripple effects through the system as airlines operate at capacity.
Bag check 3.
Getting to your destination with your luggage will still be a work. With new TSA guidelines, the amount of checked baggage remains high, and along with it, lost baggage complaints. Is there any relief in sight? The hope is that as the new registered traveler program gets underway, security checkpoint delays may ease for at least a few travelers. And the emphasis is on the word hope.
I probably fly a couple, maybe 4 times a month. I've looked into this registered traveler program, but it sounds like it's very limited.
It is for the moment. They're going to open up the first line tomorrow at JFK at the British Airways terminal, and then other terminals in Cincinnati and Indianapolis, in San Jose. Theoretically, Lester, it's a great idea.
But you pass a security check. You've got to submit all your data.
You spend about $100. You subject yourself to a background check from the TSA, and then you're supposedly cleared. And that's cleared to stand on another line, which supposedly is going to be streamlined. Now, here's the rub. If everybody wants to do that, it becomes a much longer line.
Then you got longer lines again. Yeah. Airline industry, you know, is doing better. They've taken it on the chin since 2001. You've still got a couple airlines in bankruptcy. But in general, if the industry approves, what does that mean for me, the flyer?
In the short term, absolutely nothing, because they're still making up for lost time and some really bad balance sheets. What's really happening now is what you have to watch out for are the mergers and consolidation that almost seem inevitable.
Right. U.S. Air trying to buy Delta here. Northwest and Delta are talking. I've heard a possible Continental and United. Something's going on here. What does that mean? Higher ticket prices?
In the short run, no. But what's happening is a lot of these airlines, you mentioned this, 2 of them are already in bankruptcy, are figuring that their only way to salvation is to somehow just get bigger. Well, guess what, Lester? The minute they get bigger, they're going to get smaller because it's about capacity reduction. They've already reduced capacity. I don't think you or I have been on a flight in this country in the last year that hasn't been completely full.
But here's what I don't get about that. You say capacity has dropped, yet on-time records still aren't improving. Lost luggage. If you're flying fewer planes, logic would tell you that people would get there on time.
Right. But you know what? It's the hub and spoke system, and it's the regional carriers. And the problem is it's a capacity issue. Ever since August 10th, and everybody's now checking their lotions and potions and everything else,
these planes, especially the commuter planes, literally cannot physically hold the bags. So if you're flying on a major carrier connecting to a smaller carrier, you know what? If you're checking bags, good luck.
Yeah, leave me with some good advice here about to make this process easier.
Well, here's one piece of good news, which is totally ironic. JetBlue, because they wanted to save some money and get rid of at least one flight attendant per flight under FAA rules, guess what? They now have to remove some seats, which means they've got great pitch on the seats now, 34 inches. They've got the best seats in economy in the country because they got rid of a flight attendant.
So they're saving money, but they're going to help you out in the process.
That's right.
I'll take it. Peter Greenberg, thanks very much. Still ahead, can coffee stunt your growth? And are there some foods that burn fat? We're going to separate diet fact from fiction, but first these messages.
Introducing Chase Freedom. It feels like no other credit card in the world. And it works like no other card, too. Feel free to choose cash back. And then change to points. And then change again, all with the same card and without losing a thing. That's freedom. Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Grady was 29 when he died, and I loved him.
Nice dress.
I never got a chance to wear it. It's a girl thing.
You should be more comfortable in bed. This was totally your fault. Smile.
I steal library books. Grady never knew that about me. Also, I can put my whole fist in my mouth. You don't want to see it. You're not who I thought you were.
Catch and Release. Rated PG-13. In theaters January 26th. Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms. Maybe that's why 4 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing. For more information, talk to your doctor.
Nasonex keeps congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms on the run, day and night.
With regular furnaces, the forecast often calls for blankets and flannel. But with York's Affinity Modulating Furnace, you'll be singing a little different tune. It adjusts itself in 1% increments, so the temperature you set on your thermostat is the temperature you get. Introducing York's Affinity Modulating Furnace. Comfort, precisely.
Imagine knowing you're pregnant the moment it happens. Science is getting close. They found a hormone variant that better predicts early pregnancy. First Response detects it. It tells you 5 days before your missed period. First Response, discovering ways to tell you first.
Healthy Choice gave us a challenge
To add even more flavor to taste.
by marinating.
And fire grilling.
Delicious.
And healthy.
Healthy Choice. It's all about the choices we make.
I lost my dad to cancer a few years ago, and going through that process myself made me a better pharmacist. Whether it's being able to say to somebody, hey, I understand what you're going through, to sitting down and crying with them, I think makes them feel more comfortable. It makes them feel better. They know that somebody's been through it and has come out on the other side and is okay. I love that connection with people. That it's very rewarding. My name is Erica Shepard, and I'm a CVS pharmacist.
Now is when you regret all those holiday cookies. Good thing you know losing up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks just got easier. Introducing new Special K protein meal bars, snack bars, and K2O protein water, plus our delicious cereal. What's the difference between making a resolution and keeping one? Now you know. The difference is K. Lose up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Go to Yahoo and search Special K.
Not all the action at the Golden Globes happens on stage. Tomorrow, Matt and Al reveal what went on behind the scenes. The hottest stars tell all tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Still to come on today, a record number of single women in their 30s and 40s are having babies by themselves and by choice. In fact, they're called choice moms. But they're putting their kids at a disadvantage. We'll hear from both sides.
And then lights, camera, action. We're going to head back to L.A. to see who's got the inside track to take home a Golden Globe at tonight's Party of the Year. It's all coming up. But first, these messages and your local news.
Yeah. It's really you.
discovering the importance of what they drink. Studies suggest that drinking low-fat or fat-free milk as part of a balanced, reduced-calorie diet can be a healthy and effective way to lose weight. Think about your drink. Milk your diet, lose weight. For more, visit 2424milk.com.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time,
Moving your 401ks to Fidelity is groovy. Our retirement specialists make it so easy, they'll even do most of the paperwork. You dig? Call 1-800-FIDELITY. Smart move.
This year, we're granting over 1 million dreams during the Disney Dreams giveaway. Like small surprises, magical fast passes, and for the first time ever, a stay at Cinderella's castle. So come live your dream during the year of 1 million dreams at the place where dreams come true. Visit DisneyParks.com.
There's a gummy vitamin kids will love that's got the name moms trust. Flintstones Gummies. A complete multivitamin in 3 yummy gummy flavors. And there's Flintstone Sour Gummies in 3 sour flavors kids will love.
Okay, time to get organized.
We're going to need a hand.
Let Office Depot help. No matter what you need to get your office organized, Office Depot comes in pretty handy. Office Depot, taking care of business.
What if we made it safe and beautiful? What if you could fit in more and fuel up less? Introducing the 8-passenger Saturn Outlook crossover. It's a whole new kind of Saturn.
When sinus pressure from a cold or allergies start to build, all you want is relief. Relief from sinus pressure, from feeling so stuffed up, so congested. You might just blow. That's why there's Sudafed PE. The medicine in Sudafed PE is clinically shown to relieve nasal congestion in minutes. Sudafed PE gets your head back where it belongs. And for longer lasting relief, ask for Sudafed 12-hour or 24-hour at your pharmacy counter.
Tonight, a moving look at the real price paid by our soldiers and their families. The human cost of the war. A hardball special report. MSNBC Tonight.
We don't build hospitals just to get big. We don't invest in the best people and technology just to brag. And we don't lead the way in community service just to feel good about ourselves. We do it so the people of Oregon and southwestern Washington receive the finest care in the country. Right here, every day. We're Legacy Health System. Here for you, every day.
A message to all humans from the stars of Happy Feet, in theaters now.
Listen up! I've got big news!
If someone gets the flu, is there nothing they can do?
Rubbish, darling. We gotta get to the bottom of this thing.
If you see your doctor within 12 to 48 hours of spotting the flu, there are prescription antivirals proven to help you start feeling better faster.
That's great.
Well done, you. Go to flufax.com for all the ways to fight the flu.
What you waiting for?
Trailblazers, Cavs, Wednesday at 7. This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, I'm Brenda Braxton. A Beaverton man faces murder charges after a deadly fist fight during an NFL playoff party in Canby. It happened Saturday night at a home on South China Street. Investigators say Matthew Stutzman assaulted 36-year-old Christopher Lucas while watching the game. Lucas, who had a heart condition, died at the scene. Deputies say Lucas's brother tried to intervene. He was also treated for injuries. Now with a look at the morning commute, here's Michael Convery.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Much lighter than usual on this Monday. Again, the holiday in place. Inbound on I-84, we're looking good away from 205. Very easy commute all the way down to I-5. Sunset Highway, there's some slowing off and on here from Sylvan, headed down towards Vista Ridge Tunnel. Highway 213 still closed, too, down in Oregon City at Karis Road. Dave Selesky's got your forecast.
Fair and cold out there. Wind chill temperatures right now in the single digits like Troutdale, 5. It is 15 with a wind chill factor out at PDX. Factor the winds out, 25 degrees and fair skies right now out at the airport. And our day planner calls for sunshine all day long, but still cool, 36 degrees. Chance of seeing some showers for tomorrow on Tuesday in the morning. Could be freezing rain or snow. Keep a close eye on it for you. We will finally begin to warm up Wednesday through the weekend. You're watching Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
Grady was 29 when he died, and I loved him.
Nice dress.
I never got a chance to wear it. It's a girl thing.
You should be more comfortable in bed. This was totally your fault.
Smile. I steal library books. Grady never knew that about me. Also, I can put my whole fist in my mouth. You don't want to see it. It's a little Tracy Lords. You're not who I thought you were.
Neither are you.
Catch and Release. Rated PG-13.
Mattress World's having a huge specialty bedding sale.
Right now, you can save 30% on air beds, latex mattresses, and NASA Design memory foam.
Experience total pressure relief at huge discount.
Over the past 15 years, I've successfully performed tens of thousands of LASIK procedures, and I'm personally committed to providing only the best care available. I care about my patients like my own family. That's why at Will Vision and Laser Centers, we never reserve the most advanced technology for those who can pay the most. We believe that every person deserves the best, safest, and most precise procedure available. Custom view interlace. Don't settle for anything less.
Our commitment is to be everything to everyone looking for a good night's sleep.
We have the best prices from entry level to ultra luxury.
No one beats our price, quality, service, or selection.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
That will keep your fantasies alive. Girls always love you and they'll be true. You feel like
Will tonight be a dream for the cast of Dreamgirls? The best of Hollywood coming together tonight at the Golden Globes, the first major award show of the season, and always the most unpredictable. Always fun to see TV and movie stars together hanging out at the same show. Speaking of hanging out, I'm Meredith Vieira here hanging out with Lester Holt.
Not a bad guy to hang out with once in a while, right?
Absolutely. Not at all, actually. I'm out at the Golden Globes, and they're going to have a complete wrap-up from Los Angeles tomorrow morning, and then Ann and I will be joining them at Universal Studios Hollywood on Wednesday, so we'll all be out there.
That'll be fun. And by the way, I just got word we rolled the wrong Dreamgirl clip there.
okay.
I think we have the proper tape. Can we put the proper tape now, the Dreamgirl clip on? Do we have it? Another star we want to do,
We
don't
have
we?
another star in today's Daily News. The star of the Today Show, not us. Lenny is the star of the Today Show. Good morning, darling. Lenny, you've been coming here for how many years now?
12 years, love.
12 years. Every day, Lenny is here. Every day of the week.
Even on the weekends.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And what brings you here, Len?
You do, love.
Well, actually, it says here that your favorite, and I don't blame you, is Ann Curry because she offers you a cup of coffee every day, among other things. And you like the ladies,
She's
don't
the
you, Lenny?
absolute best one
She's
here.
a wonderful
And you're
lady.
second.
Well, that's okay. I'll take second. That's fine with me, Len. Well, thanks for coming out even in the rain.
Congratulations on the article. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's
Good seeing
very
you,
exciting
as always.
stuff. We'll never be able to keep him quiet now, you know? He's a star. We have, actually, Lenny, have a lot going on today, including this half hour. We're going to talk to you about a phenomenon called choice moms. These are women, single women over the age of 30, in their 30s and 40s, haven't met Mr. Right yet, but have decided they're not going to wait for a baby. They're choosing to have children without a husband. A lot of controversy surrounding this. Is it the right thing to do for a child to deprive them of the so-called traditional home setting?
Then we're going to talk about myths regarding nutrition. Can greasy foods, for example, cause acne? What about gelatin and healthy nails? We're going to find out if some of these rumors are fact or fiction.
Okay, well, the fact is that Ann is not here, but Natalie Morales is sitting in at the news desk. Natalie, what's going on?
All right, good morning to you, Meredith, Lester, and Lenny. Utility crews hope to make progress today in the nation's midsection, hit hard by waves of freezing rain, sleet, and snow since Friday. More than 500,000 people still don't have power in Missouri and Oklahoma, where below-zero temperatures are forecast again tonight. The storms blamed for at least 21 deaths are now bringing rain and snow to the northeast. More executions in Iraq. Barzan Ibrahim, Saddam Hussein's half-brother and former head of the secret police, and Awad Hamad al-Bandar, head of Iraq's Revolutionary Court, were hanged before dawn for their roles in killing 148 Shiites after a 1982 assassination attempt on Saddam. A government spokesman says there were no taunts like the ones when Saddam was put to death 2 weeks ago. Authorities in West Virginia fear the death toll could increase after a fire ravaged an apartment building Saturday in Huntington, killing at least 7 people, including a child. 14 people were rescued. 4 are in serious or critical condition. The cause of the fire is now under investigation. Security has been stepped up at churches in Greenville, North Carolina after fires at 2 Baptist churches and a break-in at a third, all within an hour over the weekend. Damage is estimated at $1 million. A huge international study has identified a gene that may raise the risk for developing the most common form of Alzheimer's disease. Scientists hope the discovery will help them develop new treatments for the brain disorder that affects more than 4 million Americans. A South Carolina woman was rescued Sunday after being stranded almost 5 weeks in a New Mexico national forest. Carolyn Dorn had planned to go camping for 2 weeks in the Gila National Forest, but got trapped by a swollen river. Well, searchers gave up looking for her 2 weeks ago, but over the weekend, hikers found her and went to get help. She is now hospitalized, but is expected to be fine. It is now 8:05. Let's go back outside once again to Meredith and Lester. And search and rescue officials say that Carolyn actually was more than lucky. They say it was a miracle she came out alive.
Well, glad to hear that. Al is still out on the West Coast, obviously waiting for the Golden Globes and reporting on the weather. Meanwhile, Al, back to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Meredith and Lester. We have come upstairs to the roof of the Beverly Hilton, where the folks at NBC Universal Focus Features have changed this into one heck of a party room. And in the middle is some amazing Cartier jewelry. They're the sponsors of the party. So they're going to watch the Golden Globes here that start at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, and then all the stars come up here afterwards. So have a little good time, a few nibbles, hang around, do me boogie a little bit. It'll be great watching Steve Carell boogie. Anyway, let's check it out, see what's going on as far as your weather's concerned. For today, our pick city of the day, Rockford, Illinois. Temperatures falling into the 20s, NBC 13, with some snow showers out there. Rockford's news leader, NBC 13. The Golden Globe forecast, Los Angeles, sunny, windy, cool, temperatures in the low 60s. Winds are going to be gusting northeast 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40, so there could be some interesting hairstyles working out there on the red carpet. Record highs today in the mid-Atlantic states. The cold front bringing in lots of rain ahead of the front, behind it, icy conditions from Texas all the way up to New England, and then cold air much behind that. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Salem this morning. We can see fair skies down there at the Oregon State Capitol building. Again, a cold morning down in the valley. Overnight temperatures have been down into the teens, even down in the Salem area. High pressure still in place across the Pacific Northwest, but if you look right here, you can see an approaching system. Now, it is weakening, and it's going to get through. The question is just how much of this system will arrive in the Northwest, and that is going to give us a chance of perhaps some showers for tomorrow on Tuesday. But today, 36 and mostly sunny skies.
And Lester, look, the centerpiece. I'm bringing it back for you.
All right. Al, thanks very much. We'll check back with you later on. Still to come on today, if you are what you eat, what should you eat? We'll check out some old wives' tales about your diet to see if they're really true. But up next, no man, no problem. Why so many single women are deciding to start families of their own, and why some people think it's a dangerous trend. We'll get into the debate right after this.
10 years ago, I was in New York performing, and I collapsed on stage.
Patty LaBelle has diabetes.
I had no idea. My blood glucose level was 500. Food was the enemy back then.
One Touch Ultra 2 with before and after meal averages can help you see how food affects your blood sugar. Learn how by calling 1-877-311-2311 and you'll receive this free educational DVD.
I can enjoy food again.
One Touch changes everything.
Adjustable rate mortgages are resetting, and your monthly payments could get dangerously high. Refinance your first mortgage today, and we'll guarantee the lowest price or give you $500 in cash. Call now before your mortgage payment climbs any higher. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
There is no greater calling in the world. We are the Coast Guard's elite. We are the best of the best.
I'm here to help you.
Let go.
The Guardian. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray disc January 23rd.
Jacob has always little stories, always written them. He calls them epic novels.
One day, Jacob was eating his oatmeal, and Jacob fell in a box.
He He eats the Quaker instant oatmeal every day.
The Quaker Oats man will help me, and he did. Who wants to be in a giant box?
Introducing Quaker Oatmeal Crunch, a hot new oatmeal with an added crunch in delicious flavors like apples and cinnamon.
They say it truly exists, so we seek it out. A miracle food that nourishes the mind and body. We call it the egg.
Well, my credit card miles expired, but don't worry. Daddy's got a plan. Orlando, here we come. Is there meal service on this flight? Oh, yummy. Who wants some?
Hang on. Oh, evil.
Isn't this fun?
We should have switched to Capital One.
Get Capital One's no hassle rewards with no miles expiration or earn caps and no blackout dates.
Oh, that's different.
What's in your wallet?
Had to be $59.92.
I believe this will cover it, my good man.
There you go.
It's time to get what you want with your Walmart gift card, and at the Walmart price, that's a lot. Choose from great items like the Christina Aguilera DVD CD 2-pack, or new music from Keith Urban, hot video games like Guitar Hero 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog, and DVDs like Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and Talladega Nights.
I'm a cliche. I do what I do because it matters. I'm in this shop for the clothes. The way I see my job, I am the foreman on a loading dock. Only our product has heart and soul.
Whether it's a job or a career, when it's right, it's a passion. Monster has the tools to help you find the right match. Post your resume on Monster today.
I work because I care. And Monster works for me.
Back now at 8:11. In the old days, women who had children out of wedlock were few and far between. But now a record number of single women are having children on their own, no man required. More now from NBC's Janet Shamlian.
Madonna did it. Katie, too. Toting babies before tying the knot. And not just in Hollywood.
I think this is the best and smartest decision of my life.
Across the country, 37% of children are now born to unmarried moms, an all-time high.
Ideally, I would have liked to have started a family with somebody else, but I'm very glad that I didn't miss this opportunity.
Having spent years focused on her career, when she wasn't in love at 39, Stacey Madison went shopping at a Boston sperm bank and came home with twins.
There were a lot of struggles along the way, but now it's the greatest thing ever. Now they're my whole life.
Sometimes there are two parents, witness Angelina and Brad. But the majority of children born out of wedlock have just a mom.
When they couldn't find someone to marry them, they had to think long and hard about whether or not they were willing to turn to Plan B and reverse that sequence, which is to have the baby before marriage and then to search for a partner.
But what if Mr. Right doesn't come along? Single parents are forging extended families by involving friends, and in outings like this in Minnesota, other single moms.
My son gets to see that there's all kinds of families out there, and that they're not all the traditional families. Other families that are like ours.
Critics argue putting motherhood before marriage is selfish and can stack the odds against a child.
Children who grow up without a father in their life are just at greater risk for all the social problems, failure in school to juvenile delinquency to depression and emotional problems.
Times have changed since fictional TV character Murphy Brown became an unwed mom and incurred the wrath of a vice president.
It doesn't help matters when primetime TV has Murphy Brown mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone and calling it just another lifestyle choice.
But not first choice, at least not for Madison.
I would have loved to have started a family the traditional way, met somebody, fallen in love, been younger. Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way.
Untraditional, no longer unusual. as society redefines what constitutes a family. For today, Janet Shamlian, NBC News, Chicago.
Brenda Wade is a family psychologist, and Elizabeth Marquardt is the director of the Center for Marriage and Families at the Institute for American Values. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Meredith. Good to be here.
Morning. Good morning. Dr. Wade, I want to start with you. It's hard enough, I have 3 kids, hard enough to raise a child when you have a partner.
Right.
Why would women choose to go it alone?
You know, I think many women today are seeing that society is not supporting relationships and marriage and families in the way that we used to have. This way that you had extended family, you had somebody there. It's just not that easy. If you're in the workplace and you have a career that you're very dedicated to, it is hard to find the time or the energy or someone who is available and wants to marry you.
So why get on the path at all?
It's so important. I think women are hardwired for bonding, for love, for nurturing. I think many women just feel that deep, deep urge to have children and are saying, you know, am I going to forego motherhood because there's no partner? No, this is an experience I want in my life. It's a way that I want to grow. It's a way that I want to learn as a human being.
Elizabeth, I know that you are opposed to these so-called choice moms, in part because you believe children who grow up without a father are at greater risk for all sorts of social problems. What evidence do you have to back that up?
Well, the studies are extensive showing how children suffer when they don't grow up in a home with their father. But frankly, at this point, we're all familiar with those studies. What I think is clear is that any of us who is sensitive can look around in our own families, in our own communities, and see the emotional, spiritual suffering of children when they grow up without their fathers. You know, these children, I'm talking to many young people nowadays who had sperm donor dads, and they're grown up, and they say, yeah, I love my mom, I love the family I was raised in, but when I look in the mirror, I see a big question mark. I don't know who my father was. And they, like all children, say they wanted to know and be in relationship with and be loved by their fathers.
Well, Brenda, what about that? Are these women being selfish by not taking into consideration the needs of the child?
Yeah, they are being selfish, and I think selfish gets a bad rap. Every parent, to be a good parent, has to be selfish. But I want to just clarify one thing. The studies on single moms and the kids being at risk, those studies are muddy. Those studies are not just about choice moms. Those are studies about moms who are divorced, moms who are widowed, parents who very young found themselves pregnant out of wedlock. Choice moms are in a different category, and we really need to be careful not to blur this. You know, I'm a trained scientist, and I'm about clean data, clean research, so we need to sort out who's in those studies. Choice moms tend to be older women, like the woman who's our subject here. They tend to be women with careers, women with education, and women who very intentionally make what I call a power choice, which is a choice where they are quite clear what they're getting into and why, and they are willing to commit themselves fully to that choice.
But is that a substitute for giving your child a father?
It's not a substitute, but one of the things that a choice mom does do by being very, very clear is she says, I know what the risks are, and I am willing to get a male role model for my children. I'm willing to do the things that will make it possible for that child to have the best. Now, it is absolutely foolish to think that we can control every variable when we have a child or when we get married. So many of us get married and end up alone.
Let me
anyway.
let Elizabeth get in here, because Elizabeth, is it good enough if a single mom decides, well, I'll introduce father figures into my child's life?
Children do not long for a father figure. You don't hear children say when they grow up, I needed a father figure, I needed a role model. They say, I wanted to know why my father didn't want me. Every child has a father. These choice moms are having kids who do have fathers. And these children see echoes of those fathers when they look at themselves in the mirror. And it's a big question mark. They say, why didn't the man who could make me, why didn't he want me? And they don't care if he was a sperm donor or a one-night stand or whatever else. Fathers matter to these kids. And for these choice moms, there's an inherent contradiction for the kids, because these moms often use sperm donors instead of adopt because they want to have a biological relationship with their own child. Yet their child's biological relationship to their father is not supposed to matter to the child. And that's a hard thing for a child to come to grips with.
I don't think that's true. I have to say, having worked with a lot of choice moms, I think it matters a great deal to the choice moms how their children feel. And it's so easy to say, these children are just being selfish, they don't care. They do
moms
care.
are being selfish,
They
yeah.
care deeply about their children's needs. You can't become a
I don't think
choice
that the
mom
women are being-
unless it matters to you how the children feel. Now, what's missing in this conversation is that when we make a choice that's just based on fact and on research and, my child might have issues, every child has issues. That is life. That is how it works. As a parent, the only thing we can do is do our very best to give as much love, as much support, as much commitment, and as much caring to our children as we can. And
Every child does have issues, and
the important
our
thing
job
here
as a
in terms of
parent is to-
fathers, the important thing in terms of fathers is to give that child some really good information about finding ways to meet those needs.
Okay, Brenda, last word very quickly, Elizabeth.
Every woman longs for a child, and that's not a selfish longing, but every child longs for their father. So the question for our society is, what do we do with that?
And also, I have to add that this debate is not going to end anytime soon
It's not.
because it's a growing trend, not one that is diminishing. Brenda
Exactly.
Wade, thank you so much. Elizabeth Marquardt, thank you as well. Up next, who will glitter at tonight's Golden Globes right after this.
This is what your willpower is up against. Smoking increases the number of receptors in your brain that thrive on nicotine. Take their supply away, they go mad. They will not let you break the habit without a fight. With therapeutic nicotine in Nicoderm CQ, Nicorette, and Commit safely reduces nicotine cravings so you can wean the beast off gradually and help give your willpower a fighting chance to do the rest.
So we had this sudden panic. We've got investments all over. You name it, we've invested in it. What does it all add up to? I mean, realizing after 25 years that you don't even know what your investment picture actually looks like. That's a midlife crisis.
Hey, what's up? Looks like you're in a hurry.
I'm a legal document, very date-sensitive material.
Chill out. You should do a Sudoku.
Sudoku? Okay, I have to get to a legal proceeding.
Ooh, legal proceeding. Look at you.
Yes, and I can't be late.
Oh, pardonnez-moi. I'm just a plant.
Hey, my ride's here. I gotta go.
Right.
The post office comes to you with free package pickup.
Yeah, I have important things to do, too, like create oxygen.
If your health's not about your skin, this is the natural. Lubriderm Skin Nourishing Lotion with natural shea nut and cocoa butters. It helps dry skin draw in and retain moisture, so it's naturally healthy. Lubriderm Skin Nourishing Lotion with shea and cocoa butters.
I'm 45. You look at your old passport picture and go, oh, I need to take care of my body, and especially my heart. If soy protein can help me, I'm there. So I drink Silk.
Mommy doesn't make it like that.
This is a daddy way of making it.
Yeah, she chops everything up.
Well, the nice Jimmy Dean people chop this for me.
Why?
Because I like making breakfast, but I don't always have time.
Why?
Because I have to be at work early to light and heat the earth.
The day begins with a happy breakfast. Delicious Jimmy Dean skillets. A weekend breakfast any day of the week.
Phone. Okay, time to get organized.
We're gonna need a hand.
Let Office Depot help with everything from binders, file cabinets, and other organizational solutions to the latest tax preparation products and shredders. Office Depot comes in pretty handy. Click, call, or come by. Office Depot, taking care of business.
Live from the side of the Golden Globes here at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, we have joining us to help us handicap tonight's winners. We've got Dave Karger from Entertainment Weekly magazine and Ann Donahue from Premiere. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks.
Now, this is interesting because this is one of the few awards programs that not only has movie and TV stars together, but they separate the movies from best drama and best comedy or musical. So we got a lot of stuff to get to, so let's go. Best Picture Drama. All right.
It's kind of a two-way race right now between Babel and The Departed, and I think because they'll probably give Best Director to Martin Scorsese for The Departed, my hunch is that Babel, which actually has the most nominations tonight, 7, will probably win, but this is a real tight race between those two.
Ann?
I agree, actually. I think it's going to be Babel. The foreign press is very big on giving message movies an award, and years gone by, the foreign press used to give awards to things that showed movies with international import, and Babel absolutely fits that.
That certainly fits that category.
Right.
All right, we move to the musical or comedy, and best picture in that category.
Well, that's probably a race between Dreamgirls, Little Miss Sunshine, maybe Devil Wears Prada as well. It's a real tight category.
How about Borat?
Borat, I think, will probably win for Best Actor in a Comedy for Sacha Baron Cohen. So I would say Dreamgirls for this one.
Yeah.
I say Dreamgirls as well, just because the foreign press likes musicals. They gave it to Walk the Line last year. They gave it to Chicago in previous years. There's a history.
All right, you guys are agreeing on them so far. All right, best actor in a motion picture. We'll start with you, Ann.
This is close, too. Leonardo DiCaprio is nominated twice, which actually kind of makes it difficult. He's great in both movies. He may split the vote, and Peter O'Toole is going to get it, I think.
Wow. You think Peter O'Toole will get it instead of Forrest Whitaker?
I do. I think it's a make good. I think the Golden Globes have been nice to Peter O'Toole, but I think they want to send a message to the Oscars that it's time to give him one for his acting.
Okay.
Wow. I think Leo could actually win for The Departed, even though he might split his own vote. I think he's going to get lots of votes, but if it's not him, I would say Forrest Whitaker.
All right, we move to the actress in a dramatic movie. Ann?
For dramatic, it's kind of hard to say, actually. There's a lot of women who are extremely talented in this, but the one that's been getting the most buzz is Helen Mirren for The Queen.
Right. I think it's actually the easiest to predict Best Actress.
Really?
If anyone else won, I would think it would be a shock.
Gotta love Judi Dench. They always love Judi Dench and everything.
Okay, best actor in a comedy or musical. Do you think Sacha Baron Cohen?
He's got to win it.
I can't believe he didn't break character once.
Even in interviews.
Exactly.
And it'll be fun to see him give the speech as himself as opposed to Borat.
Okay, do you think he will?
Yes.
Okay. Best actress in a comedy or musical.
I feel like that's Meryl Streep for Devil Wears Prada. I mean, she's going to get nominated for an Oscar. It's such a great role. They love the movie. She'll probably win.
And really quickly, best director in a drama.
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese?
He'll win.
Finally?
He's won before.
He's won before.
He hasn't won the Oscar, but he did win.
Do you think this will help his chances with the Oscar?
I do. I think he'll win the Oscar, too.
I think he'll win the Oscar. I think it's about time.
All right, well, we'll see. So we'll find out tonight at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, right here on NBC. Ann Donahue, Dave Carter, thank you so much.
Sure.
And we've got more today coming up, but first, these messages and your local news and weather.
I can't believe that was you, girlfriend. Oh, thanks. But I'll let you know a secret. This is how I used to eat. Things like French toast, lasagna, pizza, chocolate cake. No wonder you call Jenny Craig. No, girl. That's what you eat on Jenny. The way.
Eat food you love and still lose weight. Lose all the weight you want for just $49 plus the cost of food. So start your year out right.
Have you called Jenny yet?
Call 1-800-JENNY-20 today.
What's that thing?
It's a salad-mobile. Phil, next time we launch a salad, let's just make a commercial.
Introducing Jack's new barbecue ranch chicken salad with barbecue tortilla strips, ranch dressing, and a barbecue drizzle. And now choose crispy or grilled chicken on any salad.
Hey, beat it.
Miller Paint. This is the Northwest. This is our paint.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Debbie Duran. There's a holdup with the OHSU tram. The new line isn't running right now, but that's on purpose. It's undergoing some maintenance in preparation for the public opening, which is happening later this month. Rides will be free on January 27th and 28th. Now here's Michael Confrey with a final look at our Monday morning drive.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Over on Highway 217, we're looking pretty good this morning in both directions. Again, traffic is much lighter than usual on this holiday Monday. I-84 looks good, and also the drive out of Vancouver on I-5 South is okay across the Interstate Bridge. On the Oregon side, again, looking good all the way down through Delta Park. Dave Selesky's got your forecast.
Fair skies again today, Michael, but it is cold out there. 26 degrees the current temperature. You factor in the winds and a wind chill temperature right now at PDX of 15 degrees. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day, but not a lot of heat from the sun. 36 our daytime high. It's a full 9 degrees below average. And then a chance of some showers tomorrow on Tuesday. Brenda and Debbie, back to you.
Dave, thank you. Stay with News Channel 8 for another local news update. It's coming your way in just 25 minutes.
All new. My favorite fitness coach, Bob Green, is back with big news. This is the best thing you can ever do if you're going to lose weight. It's his brand new Best Life Diet. Does it really work? Come on out. Next over.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8.
What is it, Doc?
Won't know till we examine you. Slip this on, take a seat in the waiting room. We'll come get you when we're done.
How can you examine me?
Insurance business, sir.
Nurse! But, Doc! Waiting room? This is crazy.
At Oil Can Henry's, you'll never sit in a waiting room. Instead, you stay in your car and watch on a video monitor as your service is performed. You see what's being done and know it's being done right. Oil Can Henry's, the one you can trust.
38 convenient locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington.
Toyota has 3 different hybrids to choose from. And right now, you'll find great availability on Prius and Camry hybrids from the #1 selling hybrid brand, Toyota. A smart way to keep moving forward.
What exactly is a sport utility wagon? It handles rugged terrain like an SUV. It tows like an SUV. But at 28 miles per gallon highway, it sips gas like a Subaru. The new Subaru Outback Sport Utility Wagon with all-wheel drive and better fuel economy than any midsize SUV, starting under $22,000.
I get a little bit closer.
Lease one for $239 per month. See your Northwest Subaru dealer today.
Tonight, Jay's All New with Paula Abdul, Studio 60's D.L. Hughley, and headlines. Plus, later this week, the Today Show's Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, followed by Conan with Russell Crowe. Tonight.
8:30 on this Monday morning, January 15th, 2007. And now I know why the guys on the crew showed up so early this morning. These are some of the best-looking young women from around the globe in town to compete in the Supermodel of the World contest sponsored by the Ford Modeling Agency. I'm Meredith Vieira here with Lester Holt in for Matt today, and Natalie Morales in for Ann as well. These models will be battling it out on Wednesday night. They're all between the ages of 16 and 21, and they've come to New York from 45 different countries to compete for the title and a $250,000 modeling contract. And Katie Ford is the CEO of the Ford Modeling Agency that is conducting the contest. Katie, good morning to you. You are looking for the supermodel, the most beautiful model in all the world. What are the qualities that you're looking for?
We're looking for someone who, of course, is extremely photogenic.
That's all of them.
All of this. And actually has the ability to work in the international modeling market.
And I understand you've given them this year something different. You've given them video cameras, and they've been running around New York kind of making a diary, a video diary.
That's right. We've been working with YouTube, and each of the models has had a camera and been talking for their own countries, and everybody can watch it here on YouTube.
And Katie, what kinds of things have they been doing throughout this weekend, for example, just to prepare? Because the competition is Wednesday night.
That's right. We've been shooting them and teaching them how to walk and fitting them with clothes. They just got all this new Levi's clothes.
You know, there's been a lot in the news recently about eating disorders and models. What does the Ford agency do in particular to make sure that their models are healthy?
We work with our new models, teaching them how to eat, how to take care of their skin. We had a session with all these girls, with a nutritionist, a dermatologist, and dentist also to teach them about healthcare.
Doing all you can to make sure that they're smart about their health.
Right.
We have 2 of the girls here. The first one is, I want to make sure I pronounce it right, Anya Chakowskis.
Yeah.
Let's start with you. How were you discovered?
Well,
where are you from, by the way?
I'm from the United States, Michigan, actually.
Oh, I thought with that name it'd be very exotic.
Sorry, no. Well, I was just walking around my hometown back in Michigan, and a Ford Scout came up to me, gave me their card, and now I'm here in New York.
Can you believe it?
No, not really.
And we've got Jacinta Stevenson here. You're from Australia.
Yes,
and
I
understand something that the fashions that you'll actually be modeling come from Australia.
Yes, they are. Some of the clothes that, all of the clothes that we're wearing in the show on Wednesday night are from Australia, and it's really good to see some of my home brands there. It's just exciting because they're doing so well.
What do your family and friends make of this? I mean, this is such a fantastic opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. My mom's been watching me on YouTube because Ford's been putting it up, and from the pure digital cameras. But yeah, it's been They love it. They're so excited.
Follow along from home.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we wish you all the very best of luck. Any one of you could be the next supermodel. You're all just absolutely beautiful girls.
Thank you. Fashions from Australia were great too.
Yeah,
And thank you, Katie.
Thank you very much.
We should probably go over to the West Coast and check with another fashion-forward man, Al
Always
Roker.
fashion-forward.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Speaking of fashion, we are here at the NBC Universal party up on the roof of the Beverly Hills. It's a little quiet right now, but tonight this place will be jumping. Cartier is the big sponsor, and they've got right in the middle of the room a world-class exhibition of museum quality stuff. For example, these two bracelets were owned by Gloria Swanson. She wore them in Sunset Boulevard. Over here, this is from a famous Mexican actress, Maria Felix. She had a snake necklace made. I mean, unbelievable. And then you come around this way, big boy, you'll see that this is a necklace with a 132 carat emerald. And then check this out. This necklace, over $1 million, may be on some actress's neck, or maybe an actor. I think Patrick Dempsey would look lovely with this, or Steve Carell. I think Steve Carell would really look good on a $1.4 million necklace. Let's check your weather, see what's going on, show you what's happening. We will see for today. Basically, we are looking at the week's temperatures, normal in the northeast, but below normal to much below normal throughout basically 4/5 of the country. It is going to be a cold one this week. Precipitation-wise, we are looking for icy, snowy conditions in the northeast early in the week, wet weather through the Ohio River Valley out west, drier than normal late in the week. Look for rain, wet week down in the southwest. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. On this Monday, high pressure back in place across the Pacific Northwest for another fair and dry and very cold day for this time of the year. However, take a look at our Futurecast computer model. You can see that by this afternoon, there is a weakening system that stretches out and just approaches the coast, and that, by tomorrow, could give us some precipitation. But for today, it is going to be fair and dry and cool, 36 for a high, 29 for a low, and 38 tomorrow on Tuesday.
And that's your latest weather. Lester?
Al, thanks, and one more big thanks to the models here. Why do I suddenly have the urge to say deal or no deal? Anyway, coming up next, the truth about the food you eat, what you can believe and what you can't. But first, this is Today on NBC.
It's Key Home Furnishing's biggest year-end clearance sale ever. Save on furniture for every room in your home, plus get no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 full months. That's right, it's Key Home Furnishing's biggest year-end clearance sale ever. Don't miss this sale.
The original Mid-Valley Home Show is back for its 30th year. If it's for your home, you'll find it at the Home Show this weekend. Come with your questions, bring your plans. There will be aisle after aisle packed full of exciting new products and services for your home. See the huge backyard living display from Sensation Spas and tour the incredible $800,000 Monaco motorhome from Guarantee Luxury RV. If it's for your home, you'll find it this weekend at the State Fairgrounds in Salem. Bring your honey-do list and we'll see you this weekend in Salem.
In our 65 years off-road, we've conquered continents, survived the worst environments on Earth, and along the way, become the most awarded brand of 4x4s around. So, the mound that the snowplow leaves at the end of your driveway in the morning, that won't be a problem. Now, get $3,500 cash allowance on Jeep Grand Cherokee. Discover America's hottest products at your Jeep dealer.
West Coast, here we come. We'll be Foster Farms chickens in no time. Hey, don't come back again. Ow. Whew. Oh. We're here. 2 fresh Foster Farms chickens.
No way you're from Foster Farms.
Yeah. Foster Farms fresh chicken. Always natural, always fresh, always West Coast grown.
It's Key Home Furnishing's biggest year-end clearance sale ever. Save hundreds, even thousands on furniture for your entire home, plus get no money down, no interest, and no payments for 1 full year. Free delivery, the best prices, 1 year same as cash. Don't miss this sale.
This morning on Take It Off Today, nutrition fact versus fiction. So you've tried every diet under the sun, from sucking on grapefruits to skipping breakfast, but what works and what doesn't. Nutritionist Joy Bauer is here with some healthy advice. Joy, good morning to you.
Good morning.
A lot to separate between the fact and the fiction.
Right.
Let's start with caffeine. The notion everybody has is that caffeine somehow will stunt your growth. True or not?
False. There is no research to support this notion. Caffeine and coffee drinking does not affect your height. This myth was started decades ago when we thought that there was a link to the caffeine in coffee and an increased risk for osteoporosis, which in turn will reduce bone mass. But the studies that we based this on used populations that also had low calcium intake.
So that was the problem?
Yeah, it wasn't a fair study. And clearly we know that low calcium intake will increase your risk for osteoporosis and cause all kinds of bone problems. More recent studies show that even if a cup of coffee will malabsorb calcium, the amount is so minuscule that to offset this, all you would have to do is add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk into that coffee and you're at a neutral position.
Does that mean that it's okay to let kids have coffee?
No, because there are other potential adverse side effects. For example, insomnia, irritability, nervousness, stomach aches. Not a good idea for kids.
Okay, so no coffee for kids.
No.
We hear a lot about, and I thought this was true, that there are foods that will burn the fat, like grapefruit or celery or whatever. You're here to
Cabbage
say...
soup.
Cabbage soup.
Right. No, these are anecdotal stories. There's absolutely no science to back it up. These foods are low in calorie and they're loaded with nutrients, but no one food can magically melt away fat. And just for the record, there's no such thing as negative calorie foods. Have you heard about that?
No.
This rumor has gone on for years and years, and what it proposes is that the act of chewing actually burns more calories than a particular food contains. And celery and cucumbers top the list of negative calorie foods. You know, even though it seems like we're putting a lot of effort and energy into chewing, you only burn a measly 5 calories per hour. And who chews for an hour?
Stop depressing us.
No, but these foods are great, and you can lose weight because you're replacing high-calorie items when you institute these lower-calorie foods. For example, if you munch or snack on an ounce of pretzels, that's 130 calories. Let's replace those pretzels with a cup of celery sticks. That's 14 calories. Clearly, those celery sticks are going to help you lose weight. They just don't magically melt fat.
What about straightening your nails using, I guess, gelatin is normally what people think about. Not true?
Unfortunately not. You know, a lot of the times people believe that if you take gelatin capsules or calcium supplements, that these things will strengthen your nails. There's no truth in gelatin. And although we used to believe calcium could help, we've recently debunked that. There was a great study that came out. We took 700 postmenopausal women and we gave them 1,000 milligrams of daily calcium for a prolonged period of time. Well, at the end of the study, we looked at their nails and there was absolutely no difference. So although this part is depressing, 3 things that can help both nail growth and strength include protein, iron, and zinc.
Okay, I have teenagers and I always say to them, don't have the French fries or anything greasy, the potato chips, because it's going to provoke acne. True?
Ingesting greasy foods, as much as it pains me to say this as a nutritionist, will not cause acne breakouts. However, if they're finger foods and they're greasy, buffalo wings, French fries, you touch the food and then you touch your skin, a topical contact can absolutely cause some sort of a pimple breakout or acne.
What about dairy products and acne?
It's quite possible. There are 2 different reasons. One is because the cows are fed iodine fortified foods, and some of that iodine, very, very small amounts, make its way into the milk. And if you're ultra sensitive, you can have breakouts. Another reason is due to the hormones
that they're putting into the animals.
Well, not that they're putting into the animals. Believe it or not, dairy cows are allowed to become pregnant when they're lactating, and some of those pregnancy hormones make its way into the milk, and some people can have breakouts. So the easiest thing to do if you think that you may be a candidate to have this sort of a connection, for an entire month, lay off of all dairy. No milk, no yogurt, no cheese, no ice cream. Obviously, take calcium supplements, though, to get enough calcium, and see if your acne or your pimples clear up. If they don't, there's no milk connection whatsoever. If they do, then for a couple of days after that month, test it out. Take 2 servings of dairy the first day, the second day, and see if your skin reacts. Exactly.
All right, Joy Bauer, as usual, separating fact from fiction
Thank
for us.
you, Meredith.
Thank you. Still ahead, the grown-up girl's guide to style, how to look fabulous when you're 40 and older. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Dodge Caliber's versatility and great gas mileage make it perfect for a road trip. All the right features make it even better.
Every drop is important, hence the available 7-speed automatic transmission. See a larger gear ratio spread and intuitive gear selection enhance performance and fuel efficiency. Translation, 25 exhilarating highway miles per gallon. And Mercedes-Benz is all about the little things.
See your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for a special lease offer through Mercedes-Benz Financial.
Parents, are you frustrated with battling your child's ear infections, even though your child has ear tubes? If so, you may be interested in a medical research study of a new investigational medication to treat middle ear infections in children with ear tubes. To participate, your child must be between 6 months and 12 years old. All study-related care will be provided at no cost. To learn more, please call 1-877-970-1616 or visit theclearstudy.com, 1-877-970-1616.
Today only, Standard TV and Appliance 12-hour sale. Today from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at all Standard showrooms in Portland, Tiger, Beaverton, and Bend. 12-hour sale prices on hundreds of appliances, mattresses, and big screens. Plus no payments, no interest for 12 months at Standard. The big 12-hour event until 9 p.m. today only at Standard TV and Appliance.
Since September 11th in America, most discussions of Islam have centered on al-Qaeda, suicide bombers, and religious violence in Iraq. But little has been written about the 5 to 6 million Muslims who live right here in the United States. American Muslims are a very diverse group. Most are not Arabs, but come instead from India, Pakistan, and Turkey, Afghanistan, Africa, and Iran. About 1 in 5 are American-born converts. American Muslims tend to be well-educated with a college degree or better, and they tend to earn more money than the average American. Paul Barrett is assistant managing editor at Business Week magazine and author of American Islam, The Struggle for the Soul of a Religion. And Paul, good morning to you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I know you became interested in the faith, like a lot of us did after September 11th, and you were trying to deal with some of the myths. What did you expect to find, and what did you find that changed your thinking?
I expected to find a population that was more marginalized than, in fact, it really is. As your good opening piece just pointed out, Muslims on average are well educated, they're prosperous, they own stock and mutual funds through their 401ks, they're even registered to vote in higher percentages than Americans overall. That was the first initial finding.
And you also found it to be a true American religion, if in no other way in terms of numbers.
Absolutely. While the precise number is hard to pin because the U.S. Census does not count by religion, most people agree that within the next decade or two, Muslims will actually outnumber Jews in the country, becoming the #2 religion in the U.S.
And you did a lot of interviews within the Muslim faith and came to the conclusion there's a struggle in this country over the soul of Islam. And as I read that, I found it interesting because you could argue the same thing in Christianity and Judaism as well.
Well, that's a very good point. Within Islam, the struggle really is how to adapt new ideas to a Western environment, how to coexist in a secular society.
You interview specific people. You talk about Sheikh Mohammed Rabbani is one who talks about the importance of not letting extremists hijack the mic. And we've seen, of course, extremists who are making the headlines overseas. Are the same pressures and the same reasons the pressures are being felt in this country?
Some of the ideas are present here in the U.S., but there's a very important contrast between the U.S., for example, and Western Europe. In Western Europe, Muslims were brought to do menial labor primarily and were not well integrated into society. Here, most Muslims actually have less support from the social welfare system, but greater opportunity for education and to advance economically. As a result, they're much better assimilated in the U.S. than they are in Europe.
So that's a big difference. But how hard is that, and which way do you see the tide going in terms of holding off the extremist movement?
I think the major theme here is one of assimilation and accomplishment. And if moderate Muslims can be successful in pulling those at the extremes into the main fold, I think that theme will continue, with the one caveat that a big terrorist incident could change things.
Well, and I'm curious, as I was going through this, if you found a violent or militant faction within American Muslims. I know you write about a prominent American black Muslim imam from Brooklyn, Siraj Wahaj, I believe is how you would pronounce it,
right,
who even after 9/11 refused to condemn Osama bin Laden.
Right. My book is not primarily about terrorism or the hunt for terrorists, and I think it's important that our FBI continue to hunt for terrorists, but Muslims as a group, I think, are not a threat in this country. After all, 9/11 was not a result of homegrown Muslims, people brought up in this country. Those were foreigners who came here. That threat, I think, remains.
But still, it has to be an uncomfortable existence if for no other reason, reading the headlines from overseas and knowing that there are very negative perceptions in this country. I'm thinking, we've heard from Franklin Graham, Billy Graham's son, who was the one who called it a very evil and wicked religion.
Right. Yeah, no, this is a terrible problem. The fact that there are loud voices that are not checked in this country that are openly prejudiced against Muslims, and this does result in alienation, and ultimately you combine that with Muslims' opposition to a lot of American foreign policy, particularly in the Middle East, particularly having to do with Israel and now in Iraq. And that could be a recipe for trouble, a recipe for dangerous dreams.
One of the most interesting characters in the story is a guy who came from India, ended up at the University of Tennessee, Mustafa Syed. Well, he was living in Knoxville, Tennessee. He was recruited into the Muslim Brotherhood, which is tends to be a more militant group.
Right. The Muslim Brotherhood in the Middle East and elsewhere is really the font for a lot of the revolutionary and even some terrorist groups.
But you explain he quits and totally repudiates what they...
And I think that's a perfect example of what can happen in this country. He basically encountered other Muslims of his generation who more or less browbeat him out of being in the Muslim Brotherhood, and it dawned on him, I've been completely lost. I came to this country to integrate into American society, and he backed away and now is something of a spokesman for integration and secularism.
It's a fascinating book. We thank you for coming on and talking about it. The book is American Islam, The Struggle for the Soul of Religion. Paul Barrett, again, our appreciation. We'll be back in a moment, but first, this is Today on NBC.
We don't build trucks. We engineer them. We don't settle for existing technology. We invent new ways of taking it further. We don't look at innovation as a means to an end, but rather as a way to give you every advantage possible. Because at the end of the day, you're the one in the driver's seat. Honda Trucks. Now get APR financing as low as 0.9% on select Honda Trucks for well-qualified buyers.
I know how to get there. Trust me. I mean, hello. Everybody knows the way. See, we're here. Like, it took, what, 10 minutes? Oh.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Yeah. Oh.
Need to let go of a few things? Drop them off at Goodwill. We're on your way to just about anywhere.
Have you heard? Cricket is here. With unlimited anytime minutes, U.S. long distance, picture, text, and IM for just $45 a month. All without ever signing a contract. $45 this month, next month, every month. That's the sound of freedom from Cricket. Right now, get the UT Starcom 7025 flip phone for just $69.99 with your first month of service free and no activation fee. Visit mycricketoregon.com for a Cricket store near you.
Today's Critics Corner is brought to you by Royal Caribbean. Create your own adventure at RoyalCaribbean.com.
Clint Eastwood has been nominated for a Best Director Golden Globe not once but twice tonight. After a critical triumph with his recent movie Flags of Our Fathers, Eastwood's new film Letters from Iwo Jima examines the other side of that World War II battle, the Japanese side. And our Gene Shalit says this latest film will open your eyes in a whole new way.
Good morning and welcome to the Critics Corner.
Clint Eastwood's Letters from Iwo Jima is the counterweight to his picture Flags of Our Fathers. That one dealt with America's invasion of the island. Letters from Iwo Jima encompasses Japan's 20,000 defenders on that godforsaken Pacific island. Throughout the war, Japanese soldiers were denounced as depraved demons, but their fervent letters home reveal young men just as scared, just as brave, just as longing for home as were soldiers of every other country. They knew they were doomed, but they fought to the last corpse. The subtitled film, with its fine Japanese cast, is led by Ken Watanabe, superlative as the keen and extraordinarily good-hearted Japanese general.
I lived in California, far away.
Oklahoma is where I'm from.
In the lowest ranks is Kazunari Ninomiya, a young baker whose role is indispensable and he is unforgettable. Clint Eastwood has ascended from the man with no name to the man with no name more esteemed among directors than his. Eastwood's stature is now indelibly secured by his magnificent film, Letters from Iwo Jima. And that's the Critics' Corner for this morning.
You said you're going to see the movie this afternoon?
I want to see it, yeah, I really do.
I haven't seen either one of them. I think it's great, though, that he looks at a battle from both sides.
It's the kind of movie I think you have to prepare yourself to see, obviously.
Absolutely. Still to come on today, want to look like your favorite movie star? We'll show you how to capture their style at home.
And Beagle, German Shepherd, what's the most popular dog? We'll tell you, but first your local news.
This week, today's Going Hollywood. Al and Matt live from Los Angeles, behind the scenes at the Golden Globes. Then Wednesday, today's Fab Four take you on a wild ride.
Unbelievable.
Catch all the fun and surprises on Today on NBC.
NBC Tuesday. Dateline's Till Death Do Us Part series continues. Politics and poison.
Just seems that there was foul play of some sort involved.
Was this high-powered official the victim of the perfect crime? And could it be linked to a mysterious death from her past? Dateline Tuesday, NBC, 8, 7 Central.
Tyler Scott, great at making the big save, not so great at studying. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Victoria Winter knows how to get ready for the dance, needs to get ready for college. Sylvan has a tutor for that. Call 800-EDUCATE now. Sylvan can help children at every grade and every stage with reading, math, writing, homework, study skills, SAT, ACT prep, and more. See why more teachers choose Sylvan for their own children over any other single tutor. Call your local Sylvan expert at 800-EDUCATE today.
Avanti Skin Center's in West Lynn. Your path to healthier skin starts here.
This is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton, along with Debbie Duran. A bank's driver is hiding out today after ramming into a state police cruiser. Officers say the trooper spotted the suspect stealing mail. The officer gave chase and opened fire after the driver crashed into the patrol car. The trooper was not seriously injured. Now, the suspects crashed the truck and escaped into the woods. Washington County deputies confirmed today a female passenger is in custody. Now, with a look at our Monday weather forecast, here's Dave Selesky.
Brenda, Debbie, continued cold and dry across the area, and cold wind chill temperatures, east winds coming out of the gorge, giving us wind chill temperatures in the teens and the 20s across much of the area. Out on the east side, the wind is stronger, 7 degrees right now. Dry weather across the area. It's going to stay that way. 26 degrees, our current temperature under fair skies. Lots of sunshine today, but not a lot of warmth from that sunshine. Our daytime high, 36. Now, by tonight, an increasing high cloud deck will come on shore, and by tomorrow morning, the possibility of some snow or some freezing drizzle. 36 our high today, 38 for tomorrow, then in the 40s Wednesday all the way through the weekend. Now, Brenda and Debbie, back to you.
Dave, thank you. We'll see you back here soon. Our next news update is just 25 minutes away. Have a great morning.
Baseboard heaters don't always glow red when they're on, so keep everything 3 feet away.
Have your fireplace cleaned and inspected annually to make sure it's in good working order.
It's not about saving lives. It's about saving your life.
Sponsored by Portland Fire and Rescue and News Channel 8.
I lost 94 pounds in 26 weeks.
It's what you eat, how you eat it, and when you eat it. It's that easy.
It's so easy, you can't even call it a diet.
I feel great. The counselors there were so amazing.
There's not a guy out there that couldn't benefit from it.
LA weight loss is the best thing I've ever done.
For the center nearest you, call 1-800-975-TRIM.
Don't miss the most celebrated performance of the year. Golden Globe nominee Forrest Whitaker is sensational, charismatic, majestic, absolutely spellbinding in one of the great performances of modern movie history. The Last King of Scotland, rated R. Everywhere Friday, January 19th.
Tonight, see why this Japanese car maker is poised to become #1 in the world in our special series, Car Wars. NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams tonight.
I like the fact that Sterling provides personal touch to the client.
Sterling sets itself apart by taking the time to actually sit down and care about its clients.
I don't have to sell it. The products sell themselves. And really what people are buying here is really that peace of mind of having a local agent.
We know that there's people, and we want them to be able to talk to people too, not machines. So when they call, they'll actually get a live person.
Once people have Sterling, and they have their very own agent, they talk to their friends. Most of my appointments now are from referrals from existing clients. They're just so happy, they talk about it.
I have faith in the company, and they've proven it to me time and time again, to where Sterling will come through for what I promised in the field.
The fact that people know that we're there for them. I love this company. I love my job. I love working for Sterling.
How much would it cost to install granite countertops in your kitchen? How about $19.95? Only at the Stone Source. Visit our gallery.
We are back with more of Today on this Monday morning, Martin Luther King Day, the 15th of January, 2000. Looks like a lot of folks making the most of their day off, starting it with us here in Rockefeller Plaza. We appreciate it, and you have an open invitation anytime you're near 49th and 5th in New York City in the morning. Stop on by and say hello. Meantime, back inside Studio 1A, I'm Lester Holt along with Natalie Morales. It's fun for you and I to be here together.
Yeah, mixing it up.
And is off. Let's see, Matt is on his way out to Los Angeles. He'll be there tomorrow with Al and a whole Golden Globe wrap-up. The winners, the gowns, of course, the glitz. The whole crew will be live in Hollywood for a special show from the Golden State. Meanwhile, Al, of course, is already out in sunny Los Angeles. Good morning, Al. What do you have coming up this half hour?
Hey, good morning, Lester and Natalie. Coming up in this half hour, have you ever seen certain looks in a movie, whether it's from Dreamgirls or The Devil Wears Prada, and you thought, I would like that look? Well, we have two fashion experts who will show you how to get the look without having to come all the way out to Hollywood. So it's going to be a very special segment. And then a little bit later, we're going to be handicapping your television favorites' chances at the Golden Globes. Guys?
I got to get to work on that already. Start picking my wins tonight.
I like heroes. That's